What's up, beautiful people? It's Amy Nicholas, and we are back with episode 3 of Watch Me Manifest a New Motorcycle. I had posted, if you're in my Facebook group, Miracle Manifestations, I posted I was going to do an update. Sorry for no notice. I've just been wanting to do this video, and the weather has just been ridiculous. I picked. Well, let me just show you. This will be easier. Oh man, getting wet. I just trailered this puppy back from Missouri to Florida. I did this in a day, by the way, the driving. Um, I stayed in Illinois one night, and I drove back from Illinois to Florida in a day. So that was fun. But anyways, I wanted to kind of give you all the story. Let me get inside where I got some signal. So I honestly, when I created this series, I didn't know it was going to happen so fast, which is kind of the cool thing about manifestation stuff, is that you just never know. You don't know how it's going to work exactly. There's certain things that fall into place. And I was like, well, let me share with people a specific example, of how this works. And I'm taking to my office here. How this works, how do you manifest stuff that you really want in your life? And I was like, well, what am I working on? So I was wanting a new motorcycle. I already have a dirt bike and I have another motorcycle, and I just sold. Well, I had 3 things at one point. I just sold one of them, and that all fell into place. The sale timing and just everything, working out. Finances just showing up, just clients calling me and coming to me for stuff, and which is pretty cool. By the way, I've got just 3 spots left. I'm doing one-on-one coaching with people to break your income ceiling. So basically within 90 days, I'm going to show you how you can skyrocket past where you're at. Because a lot of entrepreneurs, they get to a place where it's they're comfortable, they're making a certain amount of money every month. Okay, yeah, but you can never scale, past that point. It's kind of annoying as an entrepreneur. I don't know if you ever feel like that. You're like, oh my gosh, I need to make more money, and I'm making the same amount every single month. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. If you're interested in that, you want to work one-on-one with me, like I said, I got 3 spots left. Just shoot me a private message on Facebook. So anyways, with this series, my goal was to show you what I was thinking about, what I was doing, how I was getting things to work, in terms of and every manifestation is a little different. It's not like there's one specific formula for everybody. That would be way too easy. Sorry, I got water on my phone. But the way things worked out with all this, I'm gonna sit in my chair here. I don't know why I'm standing. Cozy in my office chair. This was one of my manifestations too. So there was a couple of components here. Number one, I got very specific on what I wanted. I said, this is the bike I want. This is approximately the year range I wanted. It has the same motor from 2012 to 2021. And so I kind of had picked an age range of what I wanted. I said, it's got to have around this kind of mileage, this color, this exhaust, da 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 da, and lowered, and just specifics. And so I went to work, and the work is not what people think. The work is getting clear on what you want. That's work. Because a lot of people are just oh, I think I want to make more money, and that would be cool. And it's but what are you going to do with the money? What is that for? When you give money a specific purpose, for me, I obviously knew it takes money to buy a motorcycle. So I was how, what can I do in my business? What opportunities are available to me that I'm not even seeing, and just kind of opening myself to new ideas, new things I might be overlooking. And the cool thing about all this stuff is that a lot of times when you desire something, you don't know how it's going to come. Things fall into place for you when you're very specific. You know what you want, and you're I'm gonna get it. That's it, period. When I created the video series of watch me manifest a new motorcycle, I didn't for once think that I wasn't going to get it. Now, I didn't know when it was going to come. That was the key. You won't know. It's different for every situation, every person, because you have to get in line with being clear, knowing what you want, and basically the way the textbooks explain it, and I say that because it's not really something that most people understand, is when you're on the vibration of what you desire, okay? Um, that seems so kind of esoteric, so like out there, woo woo. Um, that I don't even really like to say it that way. I would say, because I remember how I was feeling the days leading up to me getting this new motorcycle, that I felt like I already had it. And I used the experiences of having gotten other things in my life, cars, other motorcycles, other things that had just worked out for me. I used those experiences to recreate this manifestation. And I remember focusing on the image, which for me was, and I talked to you about this on the other episodes, was having an image in my head of what would it be like, when I had this bike. So I pictured coming into my carport where I have my other bikes and seeing this bike there and seeing the other bike that I didn't want anymore gone. Like the one that was older and was just like I was fixing it a lot and stuff, that was gone. And I literally replaced its spot in the carport with this new bike. And I told a friend that, like, literally, there was a day where I walked into the carport from outside and I was about to go in the house and I like did a double take. I literally thought I saw the bike there because I had convinced myself so much in my mind that I already owned this bike. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's coming. Like, you know what I mean? That was one of the signs for me. Yeah, give this video a like, guys. Thank you. One of the signs for me was that, oh my goodness, like stuff is happening. Like I'm literally like seeing things that aren't there yet, but they're there. You know what I mean? That's how you have to be with what you want. If you want more money, if you want a certain car, if you want a certain home, if you want a certain person in your life, act like, and again, this is how a lot of people say it. It's really not the most clear definition. Instead of saying like act like you have this thing or whatever, I would say, what does it feel like after you have it? Like right after you get it. Because in my mind, if I already had the bike, I would be walking out into the carport and I would see it because it's after I have it. And I was like picturing just it being part of my collection. Wasn't you don't want to make it like this big thing, like, oh my gosh, and like running outside, like, oh my gosh, there's the butt, and then you're just acting like a nut. That's not how it was. Because if you think about it, the things that have come to you in your life, if you go back and you think about how you were acting after you got it, you're like, oh, cool. All right. What's next? You're like already moved on to the next thing, right? That's how most people are. I know for me, I have to be constantly setting new goals, new things I want to manifest. My goal list or whatever, things that I want just keeps changing and expanding and all that. It's never like you get the thing and then you're like, oh, my life is perfect. It's not, okay. And the other thing I want to say about this whole experience, and like I said, I wish well, I shouldn't say that. I thought it was going to be more episodes than 3 before I got the bike, but I wanted to say that when I thought about this new bike, I didn't think of it as oh cool, it'd be nice to have this other motorcycle. Like that was like a part of it, but the cool thing in my mind was like, what does this make of me as a person? Like being able to pick what I want and bring it to me. And then how can I use it to help other people do what I did? And so that's kind of why I started the series, because I was like, people can follow along, they can see what I'm talking about and listening, to what I'm saying, and they can physically see the manifestation. Like I just showed you the bike. If you missed that, it was in the very beginning. And just being able to tangibly show people this is possible. And so when you have a goal, when you have a desire, you have to think a little bit beyond the material thing or whatever it is that's making you want it, and think a little bit deeper than that and say, why do I want this? And when I thought about the bike, it was like, okay, yeah, I love the bike, it's powerful, it's fast, it's cool looking, but that's not really why I wanted it. When I got really clear and I asked myself a couple of times, I said, why do I want this bike so much? What is it that's causing me to like do more stuff and work at this and like just visualize it intensely, like obsessively? And I said, it makes me feel good about myself. I was like, huh, like who would have thunk that's why I wanted to buy a bike? Because to me, being able to manifest this thing and being able to share it with other people and help them get what they want in life made me feel good about myself. And I swear the when I got to that conclusion, things happened so fast. I went from, messaging some people about these bikes to finding one with an incredible deal. I mean, I saved by driving out to Missouri to get this bike. I saved somewhere in the neighborhood of $3,000 to $4,000, and it was worth it to me. Maybe not to some people, but it was to me. I paid cash for it. I was, like, I'm gonna go get this bike. And the time I found the bike was Friday. Messaged the guy. Or actually, I called because it was a dealership, a small dealership, and I called and he answered. And he told me later, he was like, "You were the first person to call me on this bike." He said, "I just posted it 30 minutes ago. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, oh my gosh, let me call, because this looks like a deal." Called the guy. He said, told me about the bike. It was like his father-in-law's. He was selling it for him. He knew all the stuff that had been done to it. It had all the features I wanted. Like, the bike was already lowered down 2 inches, which is exactly the perfect height for me to touch the ground properly. And it had the full system exhaust, headers. The ECU had been flashed. If you're not familiar with bikes, basically they remove all the restrictions that the Kawasaki puts on the bike when they put it out. Cars, they do this on cars too, by the way. So yeah, all this stuff had been done. To me, it was like, oh my gosh, this bike was waiting for me, and he just put it up for sale. And I said, let me figure out. I'm gonna call you back tomorrow. We said, let's talk Saturday, get more details. I knew I was gonna have the money. I didn't know exactly like from what, where, when, whatever, but things all fell into place. I got the cash. I said, I'm heading out Sunday. Went and got a U-Haul trailer Sunday morning, and I left the middle of the day Sunday and booked it west to Missouri. And so yeah, I got to Missouri Monday afternoon, and had to pick up a tire for the bike, but the guy was like, I'll cover you for the tire. Just, go pick it up because it needed a new rear tire. So anyways, yeah, pay for the bike Monday afternoon, loaded up on the trailer, headed out, and stayed the night in Illinois. And then yesterday I left Illinois and I drove all the way to Florida. That's over 1,000 miles, guys. Went over 1,000 miles each way to go get this bike. So sometimes when there's a thing that you want, you have to be willing to do the work that's required. Okay. Now, if there's something that you really want and you don't understand the mechanics, maybe you understand like the books that teach you, oh, just think about what you want and focus on it. And, it'll come and don't worry and all that sort of stuff. But this is not working for you. Send me a message. I'm going to tell you more about my Break Your Income Ceiling coaching, because I can show you how to bring more money into your life to get the things that you want. Okay. Because it's always about, it's not the money, it's the lifestyle after that, right? I look at this bike and I say, Amy, I tell myself this. I said, Amy, you will become a different person because of this happening. It's not about the bike. It's about the freaking journey on the way to becoming the person you have to become in order to get the stuff. Okay. So again, that brings us back to, it's not about the stuff. It's about, what do you really want? Get clear. Why do I want this? Don't focus on how am I gonna get it? Like with this motorcycle, I wasn't like, how am I gonna get it? Oh my gosh, like I gotta figure things out. Well, I gotta pay for this and I gotta pay for that and I gotta pay for insurance and I gotta da 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 da. That was like planned like later when I already knew I was gonna get the bike. I was not worried about that like way before. I wasn't like, where's the money gonna come from? Oh my gosh, like I gotta figure this out, and how am I gonna do this, and how am I gonna go get it, and when you get into the how, you'll bring up doubt, and doubt is the goal killer. Because if you have any element of doubt in you that you're not gonna get what you want, and it could just be like a little sinking feeling in the back of your mind, that will kill it. You will not get what you want because it's enough to destroy your dream. Napoleon Hill talks about it in where is it? Somewhere over here I have Think and Grow Rich. Wait, is it this shelf? There it is. Okay. Yeah, it's like, anyways, I have like all Napoleon Hill's books. He talks about that even just a little inkling of doubt can kill what you desire, which sucks because you're like, well, shoot, there is a little bit of doubt in me, right? So what do you do to shift that? How do you get away from thinking about the doubt or having it even in your mind anywhere? You must focus on the why. Why do I want this? Why? And go deeper than just the surface level reason. Like I said, go deeper beyond the whole, oh, I like this because blah, blah, blah. And it's like exterior things, I like how it looks. I like how it feels, whatever. Go deeper and figure out why you really want it. Like I said, with the bike, I got to the root cause and the root feeling of why do I want this bike? Because it's going to make me feel good about myself. And that like made me just like, oh my gosh, the belief like shot through the roof at that point. I was like, oh, it is done. Like this bike is already mine. It's already out there. It's already parked. I already went and got it, whatever. Like it was done before I even left the house to go get it. So I hope this series, if you missed any of the episodes, go back and watch. You can follow on YouTube. I'm just under Amy Nicholas on YouTube. Go back and rewatch it and see and listen to what I'm talking about and how things came together for me. Like I said, I didn't know. I thought it was going to be more than 3 episodes, to be honest. I didn't think it was going to be, bam, bam, bam. But it's kind of cool. I mean, I'm glad that I documented it because on episode 1, I didn't know what, I was like, I want this certain bike. I didn't know where the bike was. I hadn't picked it out yet. Episode 2, I kind of was like, okay, I'm going to, I think I found one and, I'm going to talk to the guy later, but again, you can listen through and watch my story. If you want results like this, and I wish I could just tell everybody, yeah, bam, 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 it's going to happen that fast. But I can show you some shortcuts, so if you're in a place, as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, and you're like, Amy, I'm stuck. I can't get past a certain level. I want to because I want these other things. I want to support, my spouse, my partner, my family. I want to be able to take nice trips. I want to be able to just go to the store and buy something cash. I mean, I went and bought this bike cash. And I don't say that to brag or boast or anything, but just to show you that if you decide in your head that this is what I will do, you'll find a way to do it. Because I thought about it and I was like, well, I have a loan on my other bike. And I kind of bought it because my older bike was breaking down, the one I sold. So I went to the dealership, really with no intention to buy. And I was just sold on the fact that I could get something brand new, no problems, no issues. And, I could just ride it and I would know exactly everything that had been done to it. Right. So that's why I bought that bike and I put it on a loan. And I was like, whatever, it's cool. This time around, I said, you know what? I could finance it if I wanted to. Like, I have excellent credit. It would be no problem. But I was like, I said, it would just feel really good to pay for it cash and just be able to say that, and so that it became my decision. And I was like, I'll figure it out. I'll make it happen, and if that all sounds like stuff you're interested in, you want to learn how to, break your income ceiling. By the way, I'm doing it this month myself. I'm teaching other people to do it, and I'm looking at my own numbers. Well, I should say for August, and I'm like, I think it just went over my own ceiling, But anyways, if you're interested in that, just shoot me a message on Facebook privately, and I'll tell you some more about the coaching. But basically, within 90 days, I'll get you from where you are to go past your income ceiling. Maybe you're making like 5,000 a month. You're like, man, I can't really get past this. Maybe you want to make 7, 8, 10, whatever it is that you decide. I'm gonna help you get past that. And I'm only looking for 3 more people. I've got some spots filled, so just let me know if you're interested. Shoot me a message on Facebook, and I'll see you on the next video. Let me know how you enjoyed this series too. Comment below. Take care.